Alright, so
Not great.
looking at these two problems, I would have done the same thing. Like, I never took AP English.
That's why we're going to take BPCHS.
I would have done the same thing.
All
Alright, so looking at 25, number 25, we have the log base B of 25. And it says we want to try and use a property. How could I change 25? Like, how else could you rewrite 25, Gary?
Log B 5 squared.
Yeah, so we could write 25 as 5 squared. So just trying to change it, rewriting it, thinking about it a different way. And then, how could you use a property since we changed it, Carrie? How would that apply to one of the properties of logs?
You could put the 2 in front of the log.
Yeah, so we could change that 2 to be in front of the log. Because if I have a squared, the squared moves in front, the exponent moves in front and changes it to multiplication. So we first had to do something with the 25 to rewrite it as a square. And then we move that square to the front. So now using the directions at the top, it says to evaluate using the properties, and they give me values for logs. So instead of keeping log base B of 5 in the problem, you can't see this because of the glare, but it says that the log base B of 5 is 0.2871.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you multiply the value they give you for the log base B of 5 times 2, and you get 1.6542. So you're using a property, and then instead of using the calculator, numbers are already given to you, so you're just replacing it. So let's look at 27 as well. 27 says log base B of the square root of 3. And I know there are two problems in the review that you'll be doing that are similar to this as well tonight. So how could you change the square root of 3, Garrett?
3 raised to 1/3.
How about 1
Oh,
half? Yeah. So the square root is 1/2. And then just like the previous problem, now I have an exponent, so we'll move that exponent in front. So we're taking 1/2 log base B of 3. This part here is one of the values they gave us, and the log base B of 3 is 0.5646. So we're taking 1/2 0.5646, which is 0.2823. Sorry. Not on page. There we go. So we first kind of rewrote the problem, then we used a property, and then we applied the values they gave us. So like for number 26, I know you didn't have to do number 26, but number 26 says we have the log of 30. How would you rewrite 30? So it could be 3 times 10. What else could be 30? 3 times 5 times 2. So first I would say 5 times 6. And then he said 5 times 3 times 2. Why would I want to write it with 5 times 3 times 2, Colin?
Because they give you the values for log.
Yeah, they give you those values. So before you plug in those values, what do you have to do with this first to use a property? Hannah.
Do log 5 plus log 3 plus log 2.
Exactly. So the number they're giving you, you're going to change that value using the logs that are given. So how can I rewrite 30? Well, I can rewrite it as 5 times 6, and then 6 is 3 times 2. So you're rewriting the number so that you can apply the values in the problem. And again, I think the last problem on the review that we'll do today is similar to this. Does that help? Yeah, good. Any other questions? So look at the little half sheet. Quiz for everybody who's not here. Free points for everybody who is here, according to Garrett.
That's good.
Is that a quiz?
Dude, I thought this was the final. I thought it was midterm. I thought midterm.
So you're deciding if this is true or false. If you haven't looked at it yet, take a little peek at it. There are 4 questions on here. Using the properties from what we talked about yesterday, is the equation true or false? If it's false, write the correct answer. Or how should it be written if you say false? If it's true, kind of think about why are you saying it's true. So is the left side 4 log base 3 of 3x equal to the right side? If it's true. If it isn't false, I'm going to show how it should be. So see if you can do those 4 problems if you haven't already. Keep thinking today's Friday.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
I don't know if it's because it's Halloween.
It's
It
not.
doesn't even matter
It's
anymore.
not
We're
even
not.
They've been like
No,
playing
like-
4-day weeks in a row.
I get it.
Feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just cancel school. It's just rain.
I think we should just do 4-day weeks every week.
Honestly,
And
if we
we
did
set
that,
a school
if
year?
we did that though, we would have like 6 extra weeks of school.
By the way, Westfield
I'm
is
okay with
still
that.
trick-or-treating there.
Really? They did change it.
Ross isn't, but
Yeah, so.
Well, no, we would have
if you're
7
going
because
you
those
could double
6
up
extra
and
6
then
weeks.
Saturday.
We wouldn't
you
have
could
a
double
lot.
up.
Yeah, our neighborhood is 2 different townships. So the one township is McCandless, the other is Franklin Park. And McCandless is 5 to 7 on Saturday, and Franklin Park is 6 to 8. So my girls are like, we can trick or treat from 5 to 8 o'clock.
No one ever follows this like
Bored.
curfew. Like people always stay out until like 9.
I don't stay out
I didn't even know the
I'm
curfew.
gonna drive to
I didn't know
St.
there
Louis.
was.
All right, is
It's
the first
usually
one true or
6 to
false?
8.
What do we think? True or false?
True.
True? True?
I think it's true.
All right, so let's think, why is it true? What do you do with the 4 in front?
3, 4.
Whatever it is.
So the 4 in front goes to whatever's after the log. Well, this really has invisible parentheses around it because that right now is connected with the log. So it goes to both of them. So if you take 3 to the 4th and x to the 4th, is 3 to the 4th 81?
Yes.
So this is true. So whatever's after the log is connected to it. That 4 affects both values. So they're really invisible parentheses around there. So that one's true. Looking at letter B, we have the log of y to the 12th in the parentheses, the log of y. The 12 is outside. Does that equal 12 log y?
Oh.
Carrie says false. Why do you say false?
Because the log shouldn't be in the
The log shouldn't be in the parentheses. So we're not taking the log to the 12th power, it's just whatever's after it. So Carrie, this really should look like what? You're asked to correct the statement.
log of y to the 12.
Right. This should really be log y to the 12th. It just goes to the term after it. Not the actual function log, just the variables after it. So I'm not taking the whole thing to the 12th power, we're just taking the variable y to the 12th power. So that one is false. Number 3 says the log of 5 times the log of x equals the log of 5 plus x.
False.
Why is that false, Josh?
Because
Josh.
it would be log 5 plus log.
Right. So it would be if you have it written. Say again.
Log 5 plus. Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at it. Because you're not like good at
So if it was written like the log of 5 times x, then we'd have the log of 5 plus the log of x. But again, there is not a property that says a log of something times a log of something means I can add those together. So that is not a property whatsoever. If I was multiplying the 5 and the x together, then I would separate them into 2 different logs. So that is false, not a property. This would be the correct statement. And then the last one says the log of xy minus the log of yz is equal just to the log of x divided by z. Lauren, is that one true or false?
True.
Why do you say true?
So you can cancel out the
And so subtraction really means what?
limit.
Division. So if I divide xy by yz, remember you're dividing whatever's after the log, so the log goes outside. She said you can cancel out the y term because they have that in common. So that is true. Questions? Keep this. You don't have a test until Monday the 11th, or possibly Tuesday the 12th, just kind of depends. Keep this. Like you are going to see that these little warm-ups appear on your tests. Like the hole in the graph warm-up. That appeared on your test. That was like the second to last question on your
Is
test.
that one the final?
Is that on the
Is
final?
that the final next week? Or the
An hour and a half.
The final already?